Jin-Woo met Adam White on the plane, Adam informed him about his father. Jin-Woo struggled to process the revelation. His father, missing for 10 years, had somehow returned as a monster. The thought deeply unsettled him. Fast forward a few days, the list of guilds invited to the conference was released, and the name of the Ajin Guild was among those invited to attend. Shortly afterward, a press conference was held in Korea regarding the Ajin Guild. Some reporters asked Hunter Choi Jong-in about his thoughts on the matter. He told the press, "The American Hunters Bureau has made an obvious decision. As someone who has witnessed Jin-Woo's skills firsthand during several incidents, including the Jeju Island raid, I can confidently say the Ajin Guild could be compared to any guild in the world, and its strength would be second to none." When asked whether, from the perspective of the Hunters Guild, which has represented Korea every year at the guild conference, he was unhappy about this, Choi replied, "Of course, I'm disappointed that I won't be able to travel to the US, but I feel more proud than disappointed. A hunter has appeared in Korea whom I can place my faith in without hesitation during times of hopelessness against monsters." He added, "My guild members and I were actually saved by Hunter Sung Jin-Woo in the past, so I am genuinely proud that he was selected to represent Korea." While walking toward his car, Choi was stopped by a guild member who informed him that they had successfully reserved the gate in Suseodong that spawned that morning. "It's an A-rank gate, but the readings aren't particularly high," the member said. Choi asked, "Did the Ajin Guild request a reservation this time?" The man replied, "No, they've been a little too quiet lately." Meanwhile, at the Korean Hunters Association, Woo Jin-chul was reporting to Chairman Go Gun-hee about China requesting information about Jin-Woo. The chairman asked, "Are they asking for personal information?" Woo replied, "No, only official and public data, his raid records and relevant news articles." Chairman Go wondered why China was suddenly interested in Jin-Woo, especially since he had already made it clear that he wasn't interested in being scouted by another country. Wu clarified that it wasn't the Chinese government that made the request. It was Liu Zhigang, China's strongest hunter. Chairman Go noted that China doesn't follow the international ranking system. While five-star hunters are considered the highest rank, Liu Zhigang is the only individual known as a seven-star hunter, an exception to their classification system. Wu explained that Liu had previously fought off a giant that crossed the ocean to China and is now interested in Jin-Woo, who single-handedly wiped out all the giants during the recent crisis. Chairman Go instructed Wu to deny the request. If a problem arises, just send him some superficial information. Back in the US, Laura notified Thomas Andre that Jin-Woo would be arriving the next day. Just then, a man entered the room, Hunter Hwang Dong-soo. Thomas said, "I have something urgent to tell you. I'll get straight to the point. Do not touch Sung Jin-Woo when he arrives in the US." Hwang, sweating as Thomas approached, tried to protest, but was stunned by Thomas's overwhelming mana. "I don't remember giving you permission to speak," Thomas said. "Just shut up and listen," Laura thought to herself. There aren't many people who can give such a warning to someone like Hwang. Just as expected from Thomas. Despite the warning, Hwang's obsession with his prey was nearly on par with Thomas's authority. Thomas warned, "Under any circumstances, do not touch Hunter Sung Jin-Woo. Go and take a vacation at the guild resort while the conference is going on." As Hwang left, Laura asked Thomas if letting him go was a good idea. He replied, "There's no way he's given up yet. Keep a close eye on him until Jin-Woo leaves the US. Laura asked, "Do you think he'll listen?" Thomas responded, "I'm sure he'd rather be uncomfortable than dead." Fast forward to the US, where all the major guilds have gathered for the International Guild Conference. Two men walk toward the building, surrounded by the press. It's Leonard Nierman, representative of Germany's Richter Guild, alongside the guild's vice master. Leonard asks about all the reporters and why so many have gathered this year. The vice master informs him that the Korean hunter everyone's been talking about is supposedly arriving today, so all these reporters are here for him. As they look to the side, they see Sung Jin-Woo, accompanied by Yoo Jin-ho and Chief Woo Jin-chul. Leonard wonders if they should introduce themselves. There's nothing to lose by getting acquainted with a strong hunter. But as Leonard approaches, his expression changes. He's left stunned. The Vice Master asks if everything is okay. Leonard responds, "Can't you see what I'm seeing?" He realizes that Jin-Woo doesn't summon creatures from another dimension. They're with him, constantly surrounding him. With those numbers, he mutters, "I'd believe it if someone said he came to wage war against the U.S. Jin-Woo notices Leonard staring and tells Jin-Ho, "There's some foreigner who's been staring at me for a while." Jin-Ho replies, "With all the airtime you've gotten on the news, I'm sure you have quite a few fans. He probably just wants an autograph." Jin-Ho then teases Woo Jin-chul, asking why he's accompanying them. Looking depressed, Woo replies that he was assigned the task of protecting Hunter Jin-Woo. Jin-Ho moves closer, teasing, "What was that?" Woo stammers, "Protecting Hunter Jin-Woo." As they joke, Jin-Woo notices someone approaching to greet them. It's Adam White, who says, "We've been waiting for you." Jin-Woo asks, "Aren't you supposed to be in Asia since you're in charge of the Bureau's branch there?" Adam responds, "That's true, but now I'm also in charge of matters regarding you, Hunter Jin-Woo." Adam instructs that all the remaining members from Korea will be escorted to their rooms. Only Jin-Woo will follow him. Jin-Woo tells Jin-Ho to go to the hotel with Chief Woo. After they leave, Adam asks Jin-Woo to follow him. Jin-Woo, now serious, asks, "Is this about my father?" Adam, sweating, replies, "It's nothing that will harm you. The U.S. Hunters Bureau regards you very highly." As they leave, Jin-Woo asks, "Can't you tell me what this is about?" Adam says, "Some matters are classified as top secret." In the car, Jin-Woo asks where they're going. Adam answers, "To the Hunters Bureau headquarters." He explains that they're under heavy pressure after the death of Christopher Reed, a national-level hunter and one of the pillars of America's combat power. Though the public remains unaware, the Bureau is desperate to fill the gap his death left behind. Soon, Adam says, "We'll invest all our resources into finding someone who can replace him." Jin-Woo asks, "Am I one of the candidates?" Adam nods. He then shows Jin-Woo photos of the skeleton of the dragon Kamish and a rune stone found within the beast after its defeat. Adam explains that the value of a rune stone is proportional to the power of the monster it came from. He recounts the horror of the raid involving Kamish, humanity's greatest calamity, a nightmare that people have tried to forget. From the corpse of that dragon, the Bureau extracted a rune stone, and they're looking for someone worthy of wielding it. Adam asks, "What do you think of our latest proposition?" Jin-Woo looks over the photos, then says, "Go back. I want to see the previous photo." Adam asks, "You mean Kamish's corpse?" Jin-Woo questions, "Has the U.S. been keeping the monster's body intact?" Adam confirms that they have. Jin-Woo then asks for the location of the facility storing the remains and tells Adam to take him there first. Surprised, Adam asks for a reason. Jin-Woo answers, "I've given the Hunters Bureau my time without any complaints. I'm sure this isn't too much to ask." Adam admits he doesn't know the exact location, but says, "If it's a request from you, I don't think it'll be too hard to gain permission from the authorities." He adds, "I'll have to make a report first, so would you mind waiting a moment?" Jin-Woo replies, "If we're going to wait, let's wait together," and tells Adam, "I'm coming with you." Fast forward to director David Brennan, who asks Adam White, "Is Jin-Woo really in this building right now?" David wonders if Jin-Woo is interested in their offer of the runestone. Adam replies that the runestone was barely mentioned throughout the day. David then asks, is he really only interested in seeing the corpse of the monster and not the runestone? After some thought, he turns to Michael Connor, the deputy director, and asks for his opinion. Michael explains that the value of a skill is unimaginable. Top hunters spend enormous sums to acquire the right runestones, so it's possible that seeing the corpse is more valuable to Jin-Woo than gaining a new skill. David questions, does his ability only work on monsters he personally kills? A chilling possibility strikes Michael. What if he can even turn creatures into his shadow soldiers without killing them himself? They both realize that Jin-Woo may be planning to turn Kamish into his summon. Alarmed, David stands up. If that's the case, I can't allow it. No individual should be allowed that kind of power. Michael warns, if we deny his request, it could strain our relationship with him. After some thought, David agrees to take Jin-Woo to the facility himself. This could be an opportunity to observe his ability firsthand. As they ride the elevator down to the restricted facility, David says to Jin-Woo, I'd prefer to sit down and discuss things more thoroughly, but is this how you'd like to proceed? Upon arriving, Jin-Woo senses something. There's still magic energy in the air. For it to remain after 8 years, how powerful would this shadow be if I succeeded? Standing before the massive corpse, David explains, we preserved Kamish exactly as he was after being taken down by 5 national-level hunters. Before that, he had slaughtered hundreds of elite hunters. The energy powering the Hunter Bureau HQ comes from Kamish's mana crystal. David then asks, are you satisfied now? Jin-Woo steps forward and asks everyone to stand back. David, watching closely, tells the others not to interfere. Let's just observe. Jin-Woo uses shadow extraction, but a message appears. Shadow extraction failed. He tries again. This time, black mist floods the room as the bones of the dragon begin to tremble. A spectral form begins to rise. A massive shadow, Degray, the beast, emerges from Kamish's remains, and the room starts to collapse under the released energy. The being speaks. Are you the one who summoned me? King of the dead, Shadow Monarch. Panic sets in among the Bureau staff as they witness Kamish seemingly resurrected. The dragon turns feral. Humans. I will kill them all. It begins to shatter the reinforced glass of its containment. David, watching in shock, notes, that's reinforced glass infused with top-rank mana, and it's breaking like nothing. Kamish escapes the cage and charges up his breath attack. David yells, it's Kamish's breath! There's nowhere we can run. Before the dragon can unleash destruction, Jin-Woo calmly orders it to stop. The mana crystal embedded in your head is long gone. You no longer have to follow the ruler's commands. Everyone is stunned as they realize Jin-Woo is speaking the language of monsters. Kamish pauses, then responds. So this is what it feels like, to become the subject of the Shadow Monarch. He steps forward and bows, declaring, as a humble servant who once served the King of Dragons. I greet you, my new king. Jin-Woo asks, did you really serve the King of Dragons? Kamish replies, yes, I served the King of Mad Dragons, the Monarch of Destruction. Seeing the creature, Jin-Woo thinks to himself, such overwhelming rage. To think that a shadow soldier could possess such a strong, independent ego. It surpasses that of any monster I've encountered so far. There's no doubt, he was an incredible being. Meanwhile, the people behind them are stunned to see Kamish wagging its tail like a loyal pet before Jin-Woo. Jin-Woo continues thinking, there's the King of the Dead, the Shadow Monarch, the King of Giants, the Monarch of the Beginning. Kamish must have been another of the 9 monarchs that the system showed me. As he's deep in thought, he suddenly notices Kamish beginning to disintegrate. Kamish tells him, it seems our meeting came too late. Too much time has passed since I was killed. Panicked, Jin-Woo tries to call upon the system to stop the process, but it's no use. In his final moments, Kamish says, I envy your soldiers, who get to serve you for eternity. He then offers a final warning. Humans have borrowed the strength of the rulers. Be wary of them, my lord. Kamish's massive skeleton then collapses to the ground, followed by a system notification. Shadow extraction has failed. Jin-Woo turns to Adam White and says, please inform Director Brennan that I'm truly sorry. I'll cover all the damage expenses. As he walks away, the agents are startled by a loud crash. Jin-Woo, frustrated, had smashed the metal door with a single punch. Later, we see Woo Jin-Chul asking Jin-Woo where he's been, saying he couldn't reach him. Jin-Woo replies, I was somewhere no calls could get through temporarily. Woo then asks if he met up with Jin-Ho, and Jin-Woo looks confused. Woo explains, he left as soon as he got your message, asking to meet you at the Hunter Bureau headquarters. Jin-Woo replies, I never sent him a message. I just came from there. He then asks Adam White if he knows anything about this. Adam responds, his name isn't on the visitor log at the Hunter Bureau. Shocked, Woo says, that can't be. A hunter from the Scavenger Guild personally came to pick him up 2 hours ago. Adam, concerned, says, the Scavenger Guild does have a close relationship with us, but they don't have the authority to act on our behalf. I'll call them directly. Jin-Woo thinks to himself, Why do I have such a bad feeling about this? Laura, a staff member from the Scavenger Guild, answers the call. When Adam asks about the person who picked up the Vice Guild Master of the Jin-Woo Guild, Laura realizes something's wrong. She then asks, is Hunter Sung Jin-Woo aware of the situation? White tells her he doesn't know yet, but his companion inquired about Jin-Ho while he was at the Hunter Bureau. She replies, we shall get to the bottom of this as quickly as possible. After the call, White tells Jin-Woo that the Scavenger Guild said they're looking into it and will be in touch soon. But as he looks back, Sung Jin-Woo is nowhere to be seen. We then see Jin-Woo moving through the city, searching for Yu Jin-Ho, thinking, I was careless. I didn't place a shadow on Jin-Ho after using Shadow Exchange to save Chairman Yu Myung-han at the hospital. Remembering the incident with his sister, he worries. What if something similar happens again? He stops to summon all his shadows and instructs them to find Jin-Ho. The shadows begin spreading out across the city in search. Meanwhile, several men are seen lying unconscious, beaten up by someone. It's Thomas Andre interrogating them to find Hwang Dong-su's location. He tells his men, he's really done it now, and orders them to find Hwang before Jin-Woo does. At an abandoned building, Hwang Dong-su stands over a badly beaten Yu Jin-Ho, who is bleeding from his mouth. Back in the city, Jin-Woo stands atop a building, using his shadows to eavesdrop on conversations and search for Jin-Ho's location. He wonders if they've left the city thinking, Jin-Ho is a combat-type D-rank hunter. Normal people couldn't overpower him, even in a group. The only clue left is the involvement of the Scavenger Guild. Jin-Woo suspects Hwang Dong-su, the younger brother of Hwang Dong-suk, who must have been waiting for them to enter America to uncover the truth about his brother's death. Since only Jin-Woo and Jin-Ho survived that dungeon, Hwang likely assumes they were responsible. With rage in his eyes, Jin-Woo says, if anything happens to Jin-Ho. Back at the Scavenger Guild headquarters, someone informs Thomas Andre they've been unable to track down Hwang. Thomas wonders if Hwang truly isn't afraid of death, noting that Hwang is an S-rank hunter and should know the vast difference in power between himself and Jin-Woo. The fact that Hwang still did something so reckless likely means he expects Thomas to protect him. Thomas calls Laura thinking, maybe I've been too lenient with my hunters. He asks how things are on her end. She tells him with help from the Hunter Bureau, they've analyzed Hwang's movement patterns over the past month. There were 3 instances where he strayed from his usual activity zones. Thomas instructs her to dispatch all available members to those locations, saying he'll join them personally. He asks, how did you get the Hunter Bureau to cooperate? Laura replies, I told them that if we don't find him soon, you and Sung Jin-Woo may clash. Meanwhile, the agents of the Hunter Bureau are panicking after discovering that all the members of the Scavenger Guild are on the move. Agent White informs director David Brennan that the Guild has canceled all scheduled raids and mobilized all of its hunters. David thinks if the entire Scavenger Guild is on the move, then Thomas Andre must be behind this. This might be bigger than we think. The scene shifts to an abandoned factory where Hwang Dong-su, along with several men, is interrogating Yu Jin-Ho. One of them asks Hwang if he's sure this is okay. Hwang replies, I'm not planning on doing anything to him. There's just one thing I want to know. He explains that Thomas Andre warned him not to touch Sung Jin-Woo, but he never intended to go after Jin-Woo directly. There was one more person who could give me answers, he says. There's just one thing I want to hear. That hunter Sung Jin-Woo killed my brother. He punches Jin-Ho, demanding he wake up. Another man comments, he's pretty durable. I guess he's a tank after all. Any normal human would be dead by now. Hwang slams Jin-Ho's head into the wall. Your courage is commendable, he says, but your stubbornness won't earn you forgiveness. I don't want to kill you. The guy behind me is a decent healer. He'll save you whenever you're on the brink of death, which means until you tell me what I want to know, you'll be tortured here forever, he adds. This factory's been abandoned for over 5 years. No one's coming to save you, no matter how much you scream. He then asks, want to talk now? Jin-Ho tries to say something. Hwang leans in and asks, what are you saying? Then he sees Jin-Ho flipping him off. Enraged, Hwang slams Jin-Ho into a pillar. A man in the back warns Hwang to be careful, or he might kill him. Hwang simply says, let's continue the interrogation. The man asks, haven't you found out enough? But Huang replies, I'm just getting started. Jin-Ho, in a daze, sees a vision of Huang's brother. Before he can react, Huang notices something. He looks over and sees a shadow soldier standing silently. Taking off his jacket, Huang asks, is there a dungeon break nearby? Where did that orc come from? He charges toward the figure, muttering, I don't have time to mess around. Meanwhile, back in Korea, Jin-Woo mother and sister are watching television. His mother wonders aloud if Jin-Woo is okay. From the back of the room, Baru hears her and thinks, if there's anything my liege couldn't withstand, then no one on earth would be safe. They continue watching as the news shows that Sung Jin-Woo has arrived in the U.S. Suddenly, Baru feels a disturbance. He thinks, this feeling, I've felt it once before. The king is enraged. Back in the U.S., we see cars speeding through the streets. It's the scavenger guild. Thomas Andre is inside one of the vehicles. He orders the driver to stop, realizing it's already begun. He kicks open the car door and jumps out, telling his men to follow him as quickly as they can, saying, I'll go on ahead. After he leaves, one of the men sighs. We're going to be flooded with compensation invoices again tomorrow. Back at the abandoned factory, Huang Dong-soo is punched hard in the stomach. Yu Jin-ho, watching, smirks, knowing he's been saved. The punch is so powerful that it sends the S-rank hunter Huang flying. It's Sung Jin-woo who tracked them down and used shadow exchange with a shadow orc to save Jin-ho. After knocking Huang out of the building, he rushes to Jin-ho and tries to give him a potion. But a system notification appears. You cannot use a healing potion if the target's HP is below 10%. Seeing this, Jin-Woo turns to the two men standing nearby. He asks if either of them is a healer, and with fury in his eyes commands them to heal Jin-ho. One of them, visibly trembling, replies, I don't understand Korean. By then, Huang has recovered and re-enters the building. He clarifies to the man, he's asking you to heal the guy. Huang then asks Jin-Woo, is this the first time we've met in person, Hunter Sung Jin-Woo? Ignoring him, Jin-Woo glares at the man and says, I'll say it one last time, heal him. The man nervously replies, you should probably convince my boss first. Before he can finish, Jin-Woo grabs him by the face and slams him into a steel pillar. Then he turns to the second man and asks if he's a healer. Terrified, the man protests, you didn't say this job involved Hunter Sung Jin-Woo. Jin-Woo repeats, can you use healing magic? The man says no, and Jin-Woo slams him into the floor. Seeing this overwhelming power, Huang approaches and says, as I thought, you're the one who killed my brother. Jin-Ho weakly warns Jin-Woo to be careful. Jin-Woo tells him not to speak in his condition. Huang demands an answer. Did you kill my brother and his teammates? Jin-Woo coldly replies, go ask your brother yourself. In rage, Huang throws a punch, but Jin-Woo is too fast. He dodges and counters, sending Huang flying outside the building. Before Huang can get up, he finds Jin-Woo already sitting beside him. Huang tries to attack again, but is pinned down. Jin-Woo then begins repeatedly smashing Huang's head into the ground. In that moment, Thomas Andre arrives, shouting, stop! Thomas tells Huang, I warned you again and again not to touch him, and then turns to Jin-Woo. Is he still alive? Jin-Woo replies coldly, I'm not done with him yet. Thomas says, if you understand this much, communication will be easier. Let him go, and I'll let what happened here slide. Jin-Woo turns to him and asks, what if I refuse? Thomas, clearly angered, says, then it won't be a request anymore. Jin-Woo responds by hurling Huang into the air. As he's flying, Huang thinks, Thomas, now you have no choice. You must step in. Kill him for me. Jin-Woo stands before Thomas. Thomas says, maybe you don't know who I am. Jin-Woo replies, it doesn't matter who you are. Thomas thinks to himself, he knows who I am, and yet he's doing this. We then see Thomas's backstory. He grew up in a poor immigrant family and faced many hardships. The one thing that set him apart was his extraordinary talent for violence. It earned him the title of the strongest. Through endless battles, he gained power, influence, wealth, and crushed those who opposed him. He believed violence was true justice. He became someone who ruled over others like a king. Back in the present, members of the Scavenger Guild arrive at the scene. As they move in, a huge explosion erupts. Something barrels past them, destroying everything in its path. As the dust settles, they realize it's Thomas, thrown back by Jin-Woo. Shocked, they ask if he's okay. Thomas, furious, signals them to stand back and begins walking toward Jin-Woo. His men start panicking and follow. Meanwhile, Jin-Woo instructs one of his shadow soldiers to take Jin-Ho to the nearest hospital and use whatever it takes to ensure he's treated. After securing Jin-Ho's safety, Jin-Woo turns his full attention to Thomas Andre and the rest of the Scavenger Guild. He summons his army of shadow soldiers, ready to take on the entire guild. The episode ends here. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. Thanks again for your support, and I'll see you next time.